Hey guys, I'm Nicole Porter, and welcome back to Parrot Serenity, where we care to make a safe haven for your bird. Today, we will be revealing this little one's gender and the new name. So, the vet called us today, and we found out that he's a boy! Yay! And as you can tell from my hat, his name is going to be Zazu. And I hope you all seen The Lion King before, because that's where it's from.
Hakuna Matata.
So today my husband and I are going to set up his cage.
And I'm going to be helping my wife show all of you what is good to put in the cage and what is not good to put in the cage.
Okay guys, so for now it's just going to be me and Zazu setting up the cage. My husband's working right now, so hopefully he'll be helping us out later. So I actually just had this whole cage set up and I took it apart so that I can show you guys how to set up a cage and what proper things to use. Right now, I just have a rope perch, and a ladder perch, I made it a perch in here, and a flat perch. So all these three perches are different and they serve a certain purpose for your bird. The rope perch is good, but one thing that I have heard is that if your bird's nails aren't clipped, they could get caught in them or they can start chewing on them. So just keep on a lookout for that. As of right now, I haven't really had him in this cage, so I don't know how he's going to react to it, but I will keep an eye on that because that wouldn't be good if his nail got caught or if he started chewing on it, because then the strings from the perch can get caught in their stomach and that really wouldn't be good. The flat perch in here, I don't know if you can see it. It's like a little ledge. It's good for them to have in there so that they can rest their feet from sitting on the perches. So this ladder perch is pretty cool. It's got all different colored beads on it. That's really good for them. They love different colors and they love beads and they love wood. That's really good to have. So everything that I have purchased, including this cage, I got off Amazon. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember the exact measurements for this cage, but it is definitely big enough for a conure. But I do remember that I got it for about $74. I don't really like it all that much. I would have preferred a different cage, but I didn't do much research on the cage, just the size of a cage. So I just don't like it because it has like all these 4 doors and it's kind of hard to put the perches and the toys around. But what I do recommend is getting a flat top cage so that you can put a playground and toys on top of your cage so that your bird can play with them. I've yet to really test this out with him. I do have a playground thing that I had bought off Amazon that I do keep up there, but I usually take it and I put it in a different room so that he can sit on it when he's out of the cage. So you want to make sure any cage that you purchase is big enough for your bird, and also that the spacings of the bars are not far enough apart where your bird can stick their head in, because then they can crack their neck or get very hurt. So, alright guys, so let's get started. We're going to start with the essentials. The food and water bowl. Now, these are metal bowls. Just be sure that you're careful with any kind of metals that you do put in your bird's cage. There are some metals that are very toxic to your birds, so just be mindful. Now, I'm actually going to put 3 bowls in here. Well, one being this container. This is plastic. I don't prefer plastic, but this is the thing that I found on Amazon that will help contain the mess as Zazu is eating. So I'm going to put his pellets in here, his fresh fruit and vegetables in here, and his water in this one. So any kind of leafy greens or some berries are really good for your bird. And I also feed Zazu Supreme pellets. As of right now, he's eating because he was chewing on my neck. So what's also good too is to have perches that go in front of your food and water bowls. So I'm gonna start with this one. This one I got off Amazon. It's pretty cool. It's got all different color wood sticks in it. The one thing that I really don't like about this cage that I suggest that you guys keep an eye out if you're looking for a new cage is that there's only like 4 bars that go horizontally, and I wish that it had more. I know that some cages do, but it's harder to put like perches and toys on here because there's only 4, and I don't really like the way that they're spaced out. So just for a heads up for you guys, if you're looking for a new cage. All right, so I have these guys, which are pretty cool. Actually, what's really good about these is that if you can see, they are smooth on the top and on the bottom, and then on the sides, they have that sandpapery texture so that it can trim your bird's nails. Now, these are really good. I don't suggest getting the ones that are fully like sandpaper because they can hurt your bird's feet. But these are good because they're safe for your bird's feet, but can also trim your bird's nails. Now I'm going to place this one in front of the food bowl. This gives your bird an opportunity to stand separate from your bowl and also get his nails trimmed. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to set this one on the bottom here. So you don't want it like into the closest. I'm sorry you guys can't really see this, but you don't really want the perch to be into the closest one, but the one before it, so that it's not too far, but not too close. All right, now, so we're going to get into like wooden perches. It's really good to use natural wood perches and all different sizes and brands. As of right now, I only have 2 different brands, but this cage isn't as big as I wish it was. But this gives your bird an opportunity to be able to destroy them and sit on them and climb on them. So it's really good. And also, with them being different sizes, it helps them to exercise their feet, which is what they're used to in the wild. So they're also known to sleep on the highest perch. So I would think like the medium size perch is best for the top. And I would say too, the placement is really key as well. You don't want to put it too far back from like the back side of the cage because their tail needs room so that it doesn't get bent or damaged in any way. And you also don't want to put it too high where their head doesn't hit the top. I kind of like it where the part that goes into 2 stays flat instead of going up or anything so that it's not too high and he has the opportunity to go like left or right. Now I'm actually just trying to remember where I last had everything in the cage. That's kind of why I left the other perches in there, and also some of these were kind of a pain to put in, like the rope one was a little annoying, and the flat one really gave us trouble, so I don't think we're ever really going to put that. I hope you guys can like really see this. I know it's kind of far away. And then I have these 2 little ones that came on Amazon as like a pack, and they were pretty cheap. But the other ones that I just put in, I really like because they're natural wood and they can chew on them, and the bark kind of like falls apart. So it's like real life tree branches, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, so like I just mentioned before, remember, you don't want to put the perch too close to another perch because you don't want them to damage their tail. Conures have longer tails than some birds, and I might have to move this around once I see him actually living in it. Like I mentioned before in my previous video, he lives in a little plastic container tank thing that the store gave us. Conures are kind of tall, even though they're little. They're not the smallest, but small for a parrot. All right, so this one is another one of those rainbow wood perches that I got on Amazon. I'm actually going to put this outside the cage so that when he lives in here, he's comfortable coming out and has something to perch on. This is why I don't really like this cage, because there's no middle bar here, or also these doors kind of get in the way of me trying to put something on the outside. It works if you tighten the bolt enough. Okay guys, now we're gonna start with putting in the toys. My husband's gonna come help with that, and Zazu's gonna come back in the picture. But before we do that, I'm just going to explain a few of these toys that I have. So this one is like a seagrass and like paper toy and with some beads and wood. And they love colors and anything that they can shred. So like seagrass and like paper towel rolls and paper. It's really good for them. Like I said before, just look out for the string and like the yarn, because that can get into their system and cause a bunch of problems.
Alright guys, so we're putting in our first toy. It's a big one, so you'll see we're kind of putting it in the corner where he can get to it from like the bars or from the ladder perch. Hey buddy, what are you nibbling on anything and everything?
Stop eating me.
You've been eating all day. You act like we don't feed you. What you doing? He's playing.
Yeah. He's playing with me because he can't play with his toys yet.
Oh my gosh. Alright guys, so this is like a paper toy. It's from Planet Pleasures. So I'm going to stick this one like right about here. So what I'm doing with these is I'm placing them, I'm placing them right where he'd be able to be on a perch and you know, play with them. So next we have this one. It has like the little finger toys and the colorful flower looking things. So that's cool. What happened to the hook here? Oh. Alright, so it had like a little plastic chain on here, connected the hook. It's really important to switch out your toys every once in a while and have lots of toys that you can switch back and forth from and all, because your bird can get very bored. So that's very important. You are dancing up a storm. Look at you.
He's excited to play with that toy.
You want to play with it? Here. Oh, you like it? Yeah. What is that? Don't bite me. This one is also wood and leather a little bit. You also got to be careful of leather. Make sure that it's not dyed with certain dyes. Dyes can be also harmful to your bird. You always want to make sure that if you have a toy near the food or water bowl, that it's not going to get in the food or water. Alright, and one last thing. I like to put the calcium bone in there so that it gives them some extra calcium. I'm going to stick that by his water bowl so that he's more enticed to use it. It also helps sharpen and shape their beak. Alright guys, well it's all set. Let's see if Zazu wants to go in there for basically like the first time. I mean, I've set him in here, but not like for real. So I just don't want him to get hurt on the bars yet. The store that we bought him from suggested that we wait a few weeks. And the vet also said today that it's better that they have their balance for the perches and all. So if you get a young bird, just make sure you talk to your vet and they will guide you. You apparently don't want to go in there. Alright, you don't want to be in there? No. What about right here? There you go. You like that?
Alright guys, well thanks for tuning in to Parrot Serenity, where we care to make a safe haven for your bird. Bye till next time!